So if you ever type how to flip a house into YouTube because you are staring at your saving account and wondering what to actually do with it, stay for this one. I'm going to walk you through exactly how I approach a flip from start to finish. Finding a deal, funding it, running the number, managing the contractor, and selling it. The same process I use on my own project, no fluff, and just the actual step and the actual math. So most people get stuck before they even start, and it's almost always one of these four things. Number one, waiting for the perfect deal. You don't need a deal that net you $200,000. You need one that teach you the process without losing money. If you're waiting for perfect, you will wait forever and never pull the trigger. Number two, falling in love with the property instead of the number. You walk in, you see the bone, and you start thinking about what it could be. And now you are negotiating against yourself because you are emotionally attached before you even run the math. The house doesn't care how much you feel about it. Only the number matter. Number three, underestimating budget and timeline. This happens on almost every project, no exception. You build in a buffer because you think you are being smart, and it still go over. That's not a flipping problem. That is a planning for uncertainty problem. Number four, trying to manage every trade yourself. Electrician, plumber, roofer, kitchen guy. Coordinate all of those people and you don't have a real estate project. You have a second job. None of these four things are actually about renovation. They are about decision making under uncertainty with real money on the line. That's the entire game. So there are two ways to find a deal: off market and on market. On market means it is listed on the MLS. Anyone can find it on Zillow or Redfin. And you are usually working through a realtor to access those property. Sometimes catching those pocket listings early if you've got the right relationship. Off market means you are going straight to the seller, the motivated seller, cold calling, door knocking, direct mail, texting, however you want to do it. Property that never hit a public listing. Then there is a bigger strategic question: local or out of state. In an expensive market like LA, the obvious pitch is to go out of state. It's cheaper. It's true on paper. But here's what people skip. Do you actually know that market? Or are you just chasing a lower price tag? If you go out of state, you need someone local, boot on the ground, giving you a real-time feedback on the property and the neighborhood, because you will not be there physically walking it every week. Local investing costs more, but you know your buyer. When I'm working a flip in a market I actually live in, I know exactly who's walking through that door. The family, the price point, the neighborhood expectation. That knowledge removes all the guesswork on both of the buy side and the sell side. So neither approach is right or wrong. It is a trade-off between cost, basis, and control. Know which one you are optimizing for before you start looking at listing. A common early mistake is thinking you need to personally hire an electrician, a plumber, a roofer, and a kitchen specialist. That turns into a full-time coordination job on top of whatever else you are doing. The fix is simple. Hire one GC, the general contractor, who run their own crew. Now you are managing one relationship, one timeline, and one point of communication. The second critical person is your lender or capital partner. This can be a bank, a local hard money lender, or a private money investor. Sometimes a family member or a friend lending against a percentage of the profit or a set of interest rate. Hard money down payment typically run 10 to sometimes 18% for the newcomer. And some structure combine private money partner covering for the down payment with the hard money lender covering the rest. Just know most capital partners want you to have skin in the game and not just their money doing all the work. Before committing to a contractor, Walk the property with them and get the real line item breakdown, not a round number. Kitchen, bathroom, system, all itemized. Get the multiple bit early and ask how they operate. Weekdays only or weekend as well? How they handle change order. Set the expectation before the project start, not 3 weeks in. There's a quick shortcut called 70% rule. Take your after repair value, multiply by 70%, and then you subtract the rehab cost. And that is your max offer. It is fine as a first filter, but I actually don't use it as a real underwriting because it doesn't let you account for specific costs you actually control. Here's how I actually run it. Start with ARV, your after repair value. Subtract your purchase price, and then subtract your rehab cost and your acquisition cost, including the lender fee, point, title, and escrow, typically around 3% of the purchase price. And then you subtract the holding cost, including the monthly interest payment plus utility or however long you own the property during the project. And then you subtract the selling cost, including commission, title, escrow, closing costs, usually 5 to 6% of your sales price. What left is your gross profit. And I have another in-depth video about this topic in my channel, so link in the description. So most beginners stop right there, and that is the mistake. That gross number isn't what landing in your account. You still owe taxes on the gain, typically 30 to 40% depending on your situation, so confirm the exact number with your CPA. After that comes off, you finally have your real net profit. Always run the worst case version of this number, not the optimistic one. Rehab costs go over the budget. It's not a matter of if, it is when. So plan for it every single time. Once your offer is accepted and you are in escrow, there's prep work before the sledgehammer come out. Walk the property again with your contractor to finalize the scope of work. Lock the contractor start date so you are not wasting carrying costs days after closing. Plan material early. Cabinet and custom item can take weeks. And if you don't order ahead, your timeline extension becomes your budget problem too. So one work start, you have to actually manage the project, not just fund it and disappear. That doesn't mean hovering over your contractor every day. That kills trust, and it is not necessary if you set expectation upfront. It means a consistent rhythm, a weekly check-in, documented scope, change order in writing, so you always know you are on time and on budget before become a surprise. On design, keep it neutral, gray, white, clean and simple finishes. You are not decorating a home you are going to live in. You are building a blank canvas, the widest possible pool a buyer can picture themselves in. Presentation matters as much as the work itself. Do not chip out on staging. An empty room makes the buyer feel something very different than a staged one does. Pricing and marketing are what actually convert the finished renovation into a closed sale at the number that you need. Get your property in front of as many eyes as possible and prices to move, not to test the market patient. House flipping isn't actually a renovation skill. It is a decision-making skill applied to real estate. Patient to wait for the right deal. Discipline to run worst-case number. The ability to manage the project without micromanaging it. Those are the same skills that make you good at whatever you already do for work. You don't need to change your career to start using them here. You need to point them at a new asset. So if you're sitting on some capital and don't know where to start, check the deal analyzer tool that I use on my own property. Link in the description. So you get one life. Go build something with it, and I will see you in the next one.